Good evening, this is your Psychic LG reporting from the United Kingdom. Is anybody there? Knock once for yes, twice for no. Hello, hello, hello. It is 11:07 PM UK time, heading towards the witching hour. We are going to delve deep tonight. We are going to look into the looking glass, as it's all dark and mysterious out there in the UK. Tensions are rising. What is to become of the UK? Hi everybody. How are you all doing? Good evening, guys. I want to say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you all are around the world. This is live at Underground, streaming from Twitch in UK and also YouTube. We are going to look into world events again. I hope you are all keeping okay in these trying times. And nearly time, guys, nearly time. I've got one more day to go, one more day tomorrow. And my last video therapy tomorrow, and then I can ring my bell. So I'll be filming it. I'll be getting somebody to hold the camera. That's tomorrow morning. I must say, mind, it's took it out of us. I am so tired, guys, so tired, and I'll be glad when it's all over. But it's strange because anybody who's gone through this journey, either if you've done the chemo or you've done the radiotherapy, that's when you ring your bell afterwards, but the treatments don't end afterwards, if you know what I mean. I'll still be getting infusions of things to boost us up, to strengthen my bones. I'm going to be getting that twice a year. I'll be getting that in a few weeks' time. What else am I going to be getting? Because they're throwing us into menopause, you see, so I'm all over the place. And I got a jab. I'm on immunotherapy, and that's going to go on for a year. But I've been getting the best treatment, and I am okay. And of course, I'm massively into organic eating and all of that now, so I'm doing okay. But yeah, so I suppose it's an ending of all the heavy stuff tomorrow. That's why I'll be ringing the bell. And I'm not just going to be ringing the bell for me, I'm going to be ringing it for my mum, who went through the same thing 20 odd years ago, same age as me. So actually it'd be nearly 30 years ago. No, anyway, she went through the same as me, and the same age, and also our cousins did, and obviously I've got friends who did, Auntie who also had it, Auntie Joan, lots of different people who are warriors. So I'm going to be ringing the bell for other people as well. But I believe it's been mental mindset what's kept us going. I look back and I'm thinking, how the hell have I got through this? I don't know. I've worked all the way through it. I've done live streaming. They're calling us the Iron Lady in the hospital. But maybe it's just me strong genes. I really don't know. But there's been days when I have felt really poorly. But anyway, I've got on with it. And I've been very distracted recently over the last month or so with my cat. I've been a lot of worry with Zizi, but for everybody who's been sending prayers to her, she is getting better. She is got dermatitis, and she'd lost a lot of her fur around her neck, and so I've been on a bit of a journey with that, looking down rabbit holes to what's in the blinking cat food. I mean, God, it's just been never ending to what's been in the food chain. So I've been looking after my cat and really worried about her. At the minute, currently, she's resided herself into my wardrobe, and I'm serving her like she's a queen. You know, she's eating all the good food, but she won't come out of the wardrobe. So there you go. That's cats for you. So that's kept us very distracted. But yeah, tomorrow morning I'm going to be ringing my bell, guys. So yay! And a big shout out to Catherine Miles here on Twitch. Our daughter's just had a baby boy, emergency C-section, and there's healing needed. We will send that out to Catherine tonight. And congratulations to your baby grandson. I know I'm getting to ring the bell tomorrow. Ooh. Yeah, raw food, yeah, Colin, yeah. So I sometimes think when you're a mother or a fur baby mama, whatever, I think you just get distracted by your kids or your fur babies, don't you? And it just keeps you going. So she's moved wardrobes, Mystery. Since I've last been on, she's been behind the television cabinet. She was in the larder. I don't know how she got in there, but she got into the larder. And then she went from one wardrobe to another wardrobe. So there you go. And I've tried, I did have her in the garden. And then she came in red raw. And I'm going to be seeing the vet again tomorrow. And I'm wondering if she's got allergies to pollen. I'm going to be looking into that because she was red raw when she come in. With the skin, with her fur, which had come out, it was all red raw. And of course I'm surrounded by trees up here, so maybe that might not have helped. And of course, if we can get allergies, can't animals get allergies? They're the same, aren't they? So I'm going to be ringing my bell tomorrow, and just a big thank you to everybody for being patient with us. And I'm going to get them to a normal routine so I can come out and do more afternoon shows, which the plan is. And that means everybody who's subscribed to us to Twitch will get the benefit very, very soon. So don't forget to hit the like button, and a big thank you Trisha, to the moderators on YouTube and on Twitch for keeping these forums safe in these trying times, because the trolls are on the rampage. The haters are about. And when we're touching upon politics, it can get a little bit hot underneath the collar. So Colin, she's eating and drinking fine. She's doing everything. She's just being very unsociable and lost all her fur and hiding away. I think with cats as well, they like to find caves to hide in, don't they? So her little nose is wet and she's eating and drinking fine and everything. Just going to go drink a tea. I've been advised by the vet last week that they can't spare until her skin improves a little bit because she's been so unwell, and they had to put her on a course of antibiotics. And then we'll get her spayed, and hopefully that'll sort it out. You had a diabetic cat, Colin? Wow. I hope that's not what's wrong with Zizi. I don't feel it is. Usually you can tell when they're diabetic because they normally drink a lot of water, don't they? Because my dog had diabetes. Yeah, I think she's been traumatised, Franco. She's never been the same since I went to hospital and I come back to a different cat. But it's just one of them things, and she's going to get better. She is a lot better than what she was, mind. I've just checked on her there before, and she's purring in the wardrobe, so she's quite liking being hand and weighted on. Does that make sense? And she did come out when TC was in the garden. She did come out. We have a tomcat what keeps coming in the garden flirting with the girls. So she likes it when I see TC's there. So it might have a lot to do with hormones with her. Cats are funny. With dogs, they need masters, so they'll do as they're told. Cats will just do what they bloody well want. Isn't that right, guys? So just a big shout out to everybody, say thank you. So I'm just waiting for people to come on and then we're going to start. So anybody new who's coming in here, it's a bit like coming to a spiritualist church. We start off with prayer, and we start off that if you need any healing, or you're worried about anybody or anything, an animal, a situation, anything, you just write the name in the comments section, either in the stream or afterwards in the comments section, and you will receive healing. I started it off with Reiki before I come on. The cat is more like a wolf. Really? How's your wolf doing, Colin? Everybody who doesn't know, Colin in the audience, my lovely friend, he lives in Canada, in the woods with his pet wolf. How cool is that? How's she doing? Your beautiful specimen of a beautiful animal. And she's striking with her beautiful blue eyes. Absolutely striking. Beautiful. I just think animals are just so adorable, aren't they? Kismic is doing amazing. Because I call her Kizzy, don't I? How's my little Kizzy? I mean, how's my little Kizzy? She's huge, isn't she? I bet she's picking up on a lot at the moment in the wild, eh? He used to send his videos, didn't you? Ever doing a like, because they pick things up, don't they? Late at night, especially around a full moon. Is that what wolves do? Happy to be here as well, wee writer. Oh, she's beautiful, Colin. Colin, you'll have to send us a lovely photograph of Kizzy, so then I'll put her on the community page for everybody to see if you want. She looks like Lady Direwolf, guys. And anybody who doesn't know who Lady Direwolf, she's one of my animal guides who looks like a big wolf. She's a direwolf. I could imagine, Rose, yes. I had a lady at the house on Friday night and her cat had been pulling all his fur out as well. Really badly. And she had to get him anti-anxiety drops or something to put into his food. Hormones are strange things, aren't they? Sometimes she looks at me, the cat, like if looks could kill, like, because I'm keeping her in, because I think really all she wants to do is go outside and have a good that's probably what she wants, and she's not getting it. Oh, Colin's just put in here that Kizzy's on TikTok under wolf. Oh, wow. Right, let's start. Where's my bell? So what I do is, for anybody who doesn't know, I ring the bell and I call upon Archangel Uriel, Raphael, Gabriel, and Michael. How can I not forget Michael? To put the protection around the circle of light before we start. And ask my guides to come in, and just because I feel by doing that sometimes we can't get interceptions, because you've got to be very careful. I'm going to be talking about this in shows when I get back to normal. When you're opening up to spirit, you've got to be very careful from negative information coming in, trying to trick the medium, trick the messenger, that type of thing. And this is why that I believe, you know, when you're talking about the galactic communities and stuff like that. And I've channeled the galactic beings before. I do it for private sessions as well. But you've got to be so careful, because I believe there's been an interception, like Trojan horses within that as well, where people are giving off false information on what's to come when it's not going to happen. But tonight, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking into, there's been quite a lot of intel. David Wilcock's been talking about it, and other people, I think Cliff High was talking about it. Joni Betray, one of my favourite astrologers on YouTube, she's talked about that there's something big coming. So I'm going to pull the cards out and I'm going to see what comes up. I have talked about a sky event myself. They're all talking about sky events. I've been seeing this for a while, since about last year, that we'll have to watch for the skies. There's something coming in the sky. Remember when I've been giving off messages? So I'm going to look into that and see what's actually coming. I'm also going to give another check-in on Trump's energy again. I want to. And also Biden's energy again. I mean, you know, since the farce from, was it last week or the week before? The actual right farce it was. I'm also going to be looking into current energies, what's going on in the UK. We are now a Labour Britain, which I did predict. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, I think it's gone beyond Labour and Conservative now. I think it's all about the person, a bit like what's in the USA. Like, it's gone beyond Democrat and Republican. It's about the person, isn't it? I just think that he's promising that he's going to sort stuff out and that he's going to make the border safer and that, but I really don't know. So we need to look into that as well. Yeah, it's a little bit concerning. I'm worried. I hope not that the council taxes aren't going to go up in the UK and that type of thing. So I'll be looking into all of that as well. And let's see if he's they're gonna raise the benefits for people. My dear mother, who's nearly 80, I shouldn't really be saying this. She's probably knackers if I'm saying it, but anyway, she's nearly 80. She's going to be 80. My lovely little mum is going to be 80 on the 14th of July. And she was so excited, and she showed us a letter that our pension had gone up. And I looked and I goes, "You are kidding me." And honestly, this is no word of a lie. It would have cost more to print the bloody letter. They had put the pensions up 25p. 25p. That would have been, when it was printed, it would have been when the Tories would have done that, mind. But even still, I mean, how crazy is that? It's such an insult, isn't it? To put the pensions up 25p. It's shocking, isn't it? So I'm going to check in to see if Labour's going to do any better than the Tories. You know, they always blame one than the other. I am a little concerned about our country at the moment, so I'm going to look into that. I've also been asked by quite a lot of people to look into the young man what went missing. Is it Tenerife? What's he called? I'm going to also look in again to that. I think it's about time we look into it. Isn't it disgusting, Margaret? 25p. I've tweaked me back. Oh, God. Excuse me. What's a p? A pence? Would that be like a dime to use? A pence? That's a J Slater. Is it not a cent? Yeah. The same. Yeah. What's a dime then? God, am I going back olden times? J Slater. I need to look into that because I think it's rather bizarre situation. So a p is pence, yeah. So don't forget to smash the like button and share it if you must. Do whatever you want to do and subscribe, you know. Or check that you're still subscribed, should I say. Because it's still happening. I'm still stuck. I'm stuck what happens is I gain on every feed. I'll gain. All right, this is really weird what's happening, but then I lose. So like when you go into the analytics, the last feed I think I got about 100 subscribers. All right, but then I'd lost more. So obviously I don't know what is going on, but when people are saying, I haven't unsubbed, and it's been unsubbed. So it's very, very weird what's happening. I've given up trying to fight it. I just think, if you just want to get on with it and get on with it, whatever. I'm just grateful that I've got this audience in here tonight, and that's the way it is. That's the way it's meant to be. Do you know what I mean? Be bots, yeah, Rick, that's what it'll be. Exactly. I'm just reading your comments here. And the UK weather, yeah, I can look into that. Now, there was something else I was going to look into. I want to look into that Keir Starmer. I can't make my mind up on him. I know there's a load of information out there, what apparently he is or what he's done, but I just think, it's, I need to look into him. I'm going to look into him with the cards tonight. I've got a comment on Rishi Sunak when he left, and he had his little kiddies with him and that, and he left Parliament, and his wife, very bizarre looking dress. It was a very expensive dress, but did anybody see her dress? It was very weird looking dress. I don't know. So, okay. And anything else what comes up, we'll go with the flow. There's been nasty fires, hasn't it? Has that been in Kos, in Greece? Greek island was on fire. So hope everybody's okay there. Hiya, Graham. I've heard it's been very hot in Turkey as well. Yeah, he does seem very woke, doesn't he, Daisy? Yeah. I'll try and look into France, Shelley. I'll just see what comes along. It's all kicking off over there as well, isn't it? Right, we writer is mod. I'll do it after the stream, okay? Because I don't want to knock this off. Where is we writer? Give us 2 minutes. I'm praying in case I knock it off. I'm not that techno, Not with this type of stuff. I'm good when it comes to creating stuff, but when it comes to live streaming and stuff like that, I'm not very good. I'll do it afterwards, right? I'll try and add them in afterwards. That's very weird. Oh yeah, there we writer. See, it's because I'm multi-streaming. I'll have to do it afterwards. I could do it on here. Give us 2 minutes. 2 minutes, guys, so we can add way in as a moderator. I'll turn this right down. Oh, I've got 626 in on watching on right, where's we? Add as a moderator, we. Do you want to be a managing moderator? Oh, that's why you couldn't do it, because you either add them as a managing moderator or as a standing. So I'm going to add you as a managing moderator. So who was it who emailed us and they couldn't add you? is because you need to be a managing moderator. That must have changed. That's a new thing what's happened. So there you go. See how that goes. So when you're a managing moderator, it means you can add other moderators. Do you know what I mean? Right, let's start. Okay. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. I ask my faithful spirit guides, Jed, White Buffalo, Running Star, Lady Direwolf, A2I, and Ra, to come forth to give us 2 answers tonight in this circle of light. Anybody who's worried about anybody, any person, persons, animal, situation, write the name in the comment section and you will receive the healing, prayers and protection that you need. With love and light, love and light, love and light, we have now formed the circle of light. May peace be with you all. Amen. Okay. I'm just reading some of your comments here. Right, should we start with, I'm just going to start with the cards. I've got my crystal ball. She's been in the garden all day. She's nice and sparkly. As you know, when I start scrying, you can't actually ask the crystal ball questions unless you're lucky enough and it does come in. I tend to just go like the remote viewing as I'm looking into it. Interesting. I'm just seeing something now. We might have to do this first. Why am I seeing the Titanic in here? Maybe there's some news coming out about the Titanic. Oh no. Maybe there's some big event coming in to do with the sea. Or a ship. Maybe it's watched. It's a big ship. It could be like a naval ship. Some event to do with water, air, sea. You know how I've talked about that there's going to be a triangular event. And I feel this is possible, what everybody else has been talking about. It's all distractions what's happening at the moment. We're living in very, very trying times. But I've been given the number 3 and it's coming out very, very strong in this crystal ball. Now, I don't know if that's to do with the 3rd of August or 3 weeks from now, 3 days from now. Be whatever it is that you want to take from that. But I'm going with my instincts and I'm going to say that there's 3 situations to happen with events. Okay, so you need to watch for that. I've also seen this before where there's a highway and everything's all jammed on the highway and people are trapped. Bearing in mind this is for entertainment purposes only before we start, okay? This is my perspective as a psychic, what I'm being given, okay? And you can contact us if you want personal sittings. I do them as well. I'll put the email in the description afterwards, how you can contact us. Okay, so I've seen this before where there's people trapped on a motorway I'm saying highway because I don't feel it is the UK. I could be wrong, but it looks a rather large, wide highway. And vehicles are trapped. I see a lot of smoke. Okay, that's something I see. And they can't move forward because of something what's blocking them, obviously. Lots of people trapped in cars, okay? So I want to send prayers out to that. I don't know what that actually is. I've been getting this haunting image for quite a while now. I have mentioned it. I don't know if I've mentioned it on my Twitch stream or I've mentioned it on here, but I'm going to tell you tonight, right? And I may have held it back, I don't know, or I've just told friends. I've had it for quite a few years now, and it's becoming more intense. It's the UK. People are scared. Listen carefully to what I'm saying. They can't leave the house. If they try to leave the house, they're told to get back into the house. Military are swarming on the streets. And I've been told that you have to get up north. My guides are saying this. And if you have to get up north, either you go inside and shut the door. If you have to get up north, go the back roads. Because military will be blocking and stopping on the main roads. That's what I'm being given. And it's coming through really, really strong. And it's to do with an event. Now, it will be all right, but they're showing me military. I tell you what it reminds us of. It reminds us of Close Encounters. And in, the Steven Spielberg film, and in that film, everyone's told that they've got to get out of the city because there's something wrong with the air. All right, this is what I'm saying. But as you know, it's not the case. Anybody who's watched the film, it's a good film. It's from the 70s, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Steven Spielberg film. There's nothing wrong with the air. It's because the aliens are coming, and they don't want the public to know that. It's a situation like that. There is an event to come, and I've got to be very careful how I put things over. All right. It's an event to come where we have been tricked before, where it wasn't what you thought it was. Maybe it was put out as a psyop. Maybe it was put out, the last one was put out to ruin the economy. But that one didn't work. Achoo, achoo. So this time there is going to be something else what's coming along. Okay? And it's to put the fear of willies up people, really, basically, so that they go along with it. It may be some sort of World War III tactic, that type of thing. But what you need to know is that it's a psyop, and you haven't got to panic. So whatever you decide on doing, you can stay in the house if you want to stay in the house, or you can just go up north. But it's something where people are going to be scared, but they will be fine. Okay. But I get the sense that if we are staying in the house, we have to be in blackout. That's what I'm being shown. Now, when I get a message like this and I get a vision, there's no time concept from spirit because they're not working in linear time. I could be reading 10 years down the line here. I'm just telling you that I feel it's close because I've had this vision for a long time. And I tell you why I feel it's close is because the vision's stronger. And usually when the vision's stronger, I feel like it's coming close. So I'm feeling it's as if that whatever's coming It will be okay. I want to say what my guide is saying here is 3 days of darkness. So I don't know if it's something like a cyber attack or something like that. To me, that would be rather more devastating than what we had gone through the last time. And I'll tell you why. Because I don't think we could ever be prepared for something like that. But it's as if everything stops, as if everything goes dark. And I feel it's as if it is connected with the skies. It will affect traffic, air traffic control. It is dark and there is lots of particles of dust and smog. And I tell you what else it's reminding us. Has anybody seen the horror movie, The Fog? I'm just going to put that down a minute. I've got a dodgy disc. Ugh. It's getting on that radiotherapy table, you know, it's very, very uncomfortable. It's like a hard table. The Fog, I think it was a horror movie from, was it the 70s or the 80s? Might have been the 80s. I thought it was quite creepy. It's sort of like that. We have to watch the water, but also the skies. It is biblical that we are in. Okay, it is biblical. And I believe all you can do is just prep, but not to live in fear. But knowing that we are in some sort of transition, what's happening. It's a transition going from old earth into new earth. The new technology will be brought in after this event. They will use the technology because they have to bring down the old technology. Okay, everything's going to fall. Absolutely everything. I don't know if there's anybody in the audience, but I've noticed it, that I feel a lot of the banks have gone quite rogue. The reason why I say that is I was hammered over the weekend with bloody bank charges. But normally they're not supposed to take bank charges out on a Saturday, but they started to do that over here in the UK. Well, they have with me, with the business account. So I don't know if there's anybody else who's going through similar. You'll have to comment in the link below. I live in the UK, but I just think that there's going to be a lot of investigations to do with British banks to come. And also to do with around Europe as well. I've just seen, I mean, I've never watched any news, but I've just seen the woman in France and everybody's waving for this woman to, a woman prime minister for France. Has she got in? Because that's what they're showing me. They're showing me that. So they will use every excuse to what's coming as an event, because they can't do what they did the last time. The last time will not work. Well, it won't work here in the UK because they were caught with their pants down partying in Parliament, as you know, what them Tories were doing. So this time they're going to have to, you know, it's a different situation. And what they'll do is they'll either blame Russia or China on a situation if there's some sort of cyber attack or something like that where everything goes dark. So my understanding is, I'm going to pull some cards out on this. My understanding is what David Wilcox and Cliff High and everybody else is picking up. Is it a situation where it could be God forbid, but if anything happened, there's satellites out there in space which are doing a lot more for Earth than we know, okay? There's a lot going off up there in space. But if the whole system went down, could that affect like planes falling out the sky? I'm not trying to sound doom and gloom here. Hiya there, Lisa. Good evening. Just want to check this. Are we on the right track here? Is it a case that they could throw something like a cyber attack which could affect air traffic control? Just going to ask if it's a true answer. Where's the people of Earth? We need to stand strong. We need to stand patriotic. I've just seen Native American Indians there coming in there. They're coming in from spirit, but they're actually standing as tribes, wanting to roam over the plains, over the lands of the USA. We are back. We are back. It's like, it's as if they're saying that we are all working for our ancestors. So there'll be a lot of yous who'll be living in the USA who will probably be, these will be your ancestors. You don't have to be native in colour to be connected with them. You only have to do your ancestry to see where we've come from. We're all got a little bit of, each and every one of we've got a little bit of something in we. I think I'm a bit of a Heinz 57, me. But, if you've got a lineage of, say, Native American Indian, you're going to feel that, where the land where you are. But it's not just that, it's just everything. We've come back to heal ancestral roots. We've come back to heal ancestral roots. So we are healing our ancestors' pain. And a lot of light workers here are really feeling it at the minute. We're all feeling it, aren't we? Because we're healing our ancestors' pain. So say like if your granny or your grandma or your granddad was, cursed by black magic, you could come back to break that. There could be so many different things that we've come back for. But we're up against a lot, you know what I mean? And we've been born into a very unfair world on this world. Welcome to planet Earth, you know what I mean? But it's never been about the politicians. We gave our power away to the politicians. We gave it away. And we've come back to sort that out. And it's one big mess, at the moment. I mean, just look at the USA. It's like a pantomime, isn't it? I always get the streets of France when I look at that. We're like, ooh la la. Remember that sitcom, the UK, like, hello, hello. Has there need to be any UK lot in here tonight? Hello, hello. This is Renee. And I look at that, like the resistance. The streets of France. It's going to be a big change. I see a feminine energy coming in there. A feminine energy. But we are the resistance. We are the resistance. Now listen very carefully. I will say this only once. This is Louisa from the Resistance. I do believe that this is going to be the year of trickery, and next year as well. I think that this is running up to the election or just after. We know what's going on in the US. They don't want Donald Trump back in. We know that, all right? But I honestly think that this has gone beyond, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, this goes beyond Donald Trump and Joe Biden. It goes beyond that. Whatever they represent, and we know what they represent. The ones who are awakened know what they represent. This to me is, I believe there's been a timeline shift. And I'll tell you when it happened. It happened just last week. Just this week gone. Okay, not this last week. I would say from Monday. All right? Because we're Sunday now. Just from Monday gone. I believe that there was a switch in time. The reason I'm saying that is, right, I've got some very good friends around the world. I'm not going to say names, but I am very friendly with somebody in Australia. I don't know if he's watching. He's probably not. I don't even know what time it'll be in Australia now. Might be getting ready to go to work because it'll be Monday morning. But last year, I was faffing on with me Apple phone, and it was late at night. So I'll normally talk to people in Australia late at night or in the States. You know what I mean? Because a lot of Brits are always in bed. I'm in bed normal time now, but I used to be up very late last year. And I looked at the phone and I thought, that's not even the date, right? Because the date, I looked at it and I thought, well, it should be a Tuesday, and it's not, you know. And I looked again, and then I went into it and I looked, and it said 2027 on my iPhone. No word of a lie. I actually clipped it and I sent it to my friend who was in Australia, and he goes, what the bloody hell? So anyway, on Monday, he had the same experience. And he's quite awakened, right? And he said to me, we are in a timeline shift. There's been a switch of timelines. I says, I know. It's literally happening now. But I don't know if everyone's experiencing it. Maybe it's just some, you know. But we are ruled by numbers. I've talked about this before. I'm from France. She did not win. Well, there's a feminine energy coming in then. Addy book. There's a feminine energy coming in. And I'm getting it for France. It's still to come. Marine Le Pen. It might not be her. It could be another woman. But there's a definite feminine energy on the rise for France. Okay. So what I'm getting very strongly is that, what was I saying? Yeah, I do this all the time. So if me and my friend have been experiencing a time shift, I think we are looking at a bizarre situation, what's happening on world screens, what's taking place right now with the President of the United States of America, Joe Biden. It's a very bizarre situation. It's not normal. And for people who are sitting there thinking that it is very normal for the President of the United States to go on the way they're going on, they're not normal. They're stuck in a time shift. I'm sorry, it only takes an enemy to look at the whole situation to think how vulnerable the United States of America really, really is. But I went into trance about this, right? Because I did some meditation. And I've done a lot of astral traveling since my personal experience when I got diagnosed with breast cancer, which is now gone, by the way. I'm just going through preventative treatment. But it's made us more aware of different things. And I do a lot of astral traveling now, more than what I ever did. And I was given, right, and I'm going to tell you this because I haven't been on since last Sunday, that the two men that you are looking at who are up against each other is not going to be the case. Now, I do not want haters emailing me after this show. All right? What I'm saying to you is, it's not going to end the way you think it's going to end. And if it is a case that Trump, does get in, all right? Because if he's up against Biden, he will get in. But if it's the case and he does get in, he's not going to be in He's not going to be in very long. Either one. They are not the future of the United States of America. You're looking at the last oldies there. The last oldies. It's all going to change. And what I was given from my guides is that Trump does not fit what's coming in. I know that might sound very horrible for people who love him and Republicans out there, but it does not fit for what's coming in, what they have up their sleeve for this new earth. He's played his part, and there's a possibility still that he can get in, but it'll be for a short time. But Joe Biden, I'll be very, very surprised. He's not going to be the next president of the United States of America, and I'm telling you that now for sure. And I know that there's more than a dozen. I've seen them, psychics out there, not just on YouTube, all over the place, right? Who are adamant that he is going to get in because obviously they're swinging on the left. But hello there. And I'm not saying any names, but hello there, right? I'm not an American, so I've got no reason to take sides. I'm just telling you the way it is, that Joe Biden's not well enough to go forth to be the next president of the United States of America. And I think it's very sad, and it's not good that he should be pushed into that. Plus, it's not good for the United States of America. All right. Pull some cards out on Joe Biden. But these are going to be the last oldies. After this election, there'll not be another oldies. Something's going to change. And I'm telling you something else as well. If Trump does get in, laws are going to change. Laws are going to change. Something's switched. It's switched massive. But I've talked about this before. You've got behind the scenes. You've got how I've talked about, I don't think there's such thing as white hats, black hats. You know how people say that. I think that when you're going up this Illuminati ladder right at the top, the controllers, whatever extraterrestrials, whatever's going on, or if it's not extraterrestrials, it's who's ruling Earth, right? I think it goes beyond what we would ever know, right? When it comes to things like fossil fuel and that type of thing, they're going to get rid of it all right? Trump doesn't fit the category for what they've got up their sleeve. I'm telling you that now. People come into this world to do what they need to do, and Trump is a matrix breaker, but he's not a Gaia fixer. It's very possible that he could be back for a short time. But what I was given very, very strongly is that neither one, it's not going to end the way you think it's going to end. So I'm going to double check this. There's going to be a crash in the economy. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. We need to prep. It's going to be short, but there's going to be a crash in the economy. And they'll blame Trump. That's what they'll do. I mean, obviously it's not Trump's fault, but they'll blame him. Okay. They want this. It's on a timeline. So something's switched. Something's happened. Is any of you in the audience who are feeling different than that you did a few weeks ago? You know something's about to happen. It's weird. I can't put my finger on what the word is. It's just, it's different. Katie Green, my daughter tried, oh my God, what's that? To book something. Oh, I've missed it there. And it said 2027. Okay. I want to send tonight, because I'm neither on either side when it comes to the United States of America, but tonight I want to send as much love from the stars down on the United States of America that both lights are shined. Is that right English? Forgive me, I'm dyslexic. Both the most brilliant heavenly white light is shines down on Joe Biden's head and Donald Trump's head. These two elderly gentlemen. And that what is right and God will make it right. God will make it right. Never mind who's fiddling around in the background, pressing buttons, or whatever's going to take place. God will put this right. Because neither one, I believe... Don't forget, I don't follow the clique and I don't follow the crowd. I'll tell you the way it is. I don't think is the answer for the United States of America. That's what I believe. They've got a plan. And I believe that they're going to... I'm not sure if they're going to ask Joe Biden to leave or something's going to be put like on him, like some sort of amendment is going to be called or something like that. How I talked last week about Kamala Harris, and I talked about that the stars, when I ran our charts, looked very good for her for standing in the White House. But even though I didn't get it with her, psychically, it's very possible that she could stand in for the next candidate for the United States of America. It's very possible. And that would fit one of the descriptions what I got as a dark-haired woman. Personally, I don't think she's umphy enough. But I personally feel that they need new, fresh blood on both sides. But I see Kamala Harris, right? And I'm also seeing Newsom. I got a weird feeling with him tonight. I'm just going to ask this. Something about Newsom within 2 weeks, you're going to know something. Remember that. But 2 weeks from now, there'll be big announcements. Could be 2 days, but I'm going to say 2 weeks. There'll be big announcements from the Democratic Party. Remember that. I want to ask the cards, is it possible that they could pull some surprising person out of the hat, the Democratic Party, you know, like say Michelle Obama, which I know she said she's not going to run, but that would be very, very interesting. Or say Hillary, you never know. Say they're going to pull somebody like that out of the hat. Is it possible? I also want you to remember the 27th. That's going to come through that's coming through very strong. I think I've had that last week. Is it possible? There's an Empress energy. Yes, it is. It's a very strong possibility. So again, there's a timeline switch here. There's something... Nothing is set in stone. So there's a sort of an underlying timeline, Kamala Harris and Newsom to replace Biden. But then there's a surprise to come in within the two. 5, 7, 2 weeks. I'm just the girl what talks to the wall, do you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, we've got the Empress card, which is boom, boom, big surprises coming from the Democratic Party. And then we've got the World. I think they're panicking. I think they want him to leave. Oh God, I need to stretch myself. I need a chiropractor. I hope I can get on that bloody table in the morning and get this last beam done. So that's going to be interesting. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. All right. So let's see what's going on with Trump. And then I'm going to look what's happening, if it's safe. Somebody just put here, Susan Gold. Is it safe to travel? 15th, 19th, I'll check on that. Give us 7 cards on Trump. Let's see what's going on with him at the moment. Right, okay. So it goes beyond the haters. This goes beyond the haters. I sort of see very wise beings. I don't know who they are. There could be Nordic beings. I really don't know. They do not want him in either. It's not just about the haters on the Democratic side who do not like Trump. This goes deeper than that. This goes deeper. He's not fit in the timeline to come for New Earth. There will be deals in a shaking of hands where he will back down. And there will be deals with a shaking of hands with Joe Biden where he will back down. Interesting. But Trump being Trump, he may go forth and try and take the Republican Party in, but he'll not do his full term. And if I'm getting it wrong, but the shock's going to be with Trump that if he does go in, who his vice president's going to be. It's not going to end the way you think it's going to end. Everything's a smoke screen to something bigger. When the man stands in snow, we will know the truth. everybody's looking at the Democratic Party to what the surprise is going to be, and it's going to be a surprise. But the biggest shock is going to be the surprise what comes in from the Republican side. I'll say that again. Everybody who's looking at the Democratic Party because they know Joe Biden's not well enough to take it further, and it's going to be exciting and shocking at the same time to see who's going to come in. It's going to be all over world news. But the biggest shock is going to be who replaces Trump. Who replaces Trump. Remember that. I've got nothing to lose to say this, right? I personally couldn't give two bloody shits. Do you know what I mean? If it's Coco the Clown sitting in the bloody White House, as long as yous are happy and yous have got balance, in fairness. But what I'm saying to you is, what I feel tonight, I've been doing this job a long, long time, right? I feel really, really strongly that there is huge change to take place, and it's not going to end the way it's... And I feel I've got a moral, I feel like I've got obligation, should I say, to tell you what I'm feeling in my new downloads. This is not going to end the way you think it's going to end. Everything's going to change at the end. And it's going to be such an anticlimax for the ones who hate Trump, because they'll not be able to throw the hatred towards him because he's not going to be there. He's not going to be there. So I think what we need to do tonight is, in this forum, is send love and light out to both sides, because I think that there's too much hatred across the internet about it all, and there's too much divide. And I think like it's naturally just going to all fall into place. But this is the last time, witness this, that there'll be two oldies which will be running, or that there'll be oldies into the future. There's not going to be oldies what's going to be running for presidents and stuff like that. Now, if Trump does get in, there will be a split. There will be a split in the USA, and it will be in two parts, and there will be new laws will be written. And I'm seeing the founding fathers coming in with their wigs on and all that shebang. They're all coming in there. George Washington, is it? And all of that. And Lynn, all of them, lot. Yeah, no, I need a cushion. Eh. Do you like me bag, guys? I've got the girls on untamed cat food. Have you heard of it? It's not like I'm doing an ad for them, like, but I've got a little, I got a bag. Use it today at the shops. Like a cloth bag. People dying here in BC. Any special ritual prayers to help them on their journey? Where's BC? What's BC? Please tell me. I'm that thick tonight. It's interesting what... Oh, that's nice like that. It's interesting what Mary said here. If Donald Trump gets into office, do you think his younger son will take over? I think he could pull a Trump card there. I said that a few weeks ago, and I think one of his Trump cards could be that there could be another Trump there, what would take on. Trump doesn't have to run. He can like Obama didn't have to run, but he's running, if you know what I mean. So Trump doesn't have to run because he could just be telling somebody else could be doing his policies like one of his kids, couldn't it? That would be a right Trump card, wouldn't it? Right. I'm going to pull some cards out to see what's happening with Trump at the minute. Well, we know Trump's all there with his cough drops. You know what I mean? He's all there. He hasn't mentally lost it. You can still tell the odd porky pie and stuff like that, can't you? Oh no, he's determined. He's determined. I've got him as the King of Swords tonight. He's determined he wants to come back in. Interesting, we've got the Empress next to him. Now, I thought it was going to be Eric. I don't know about his daughter. That would be a strange one, wouldn't it? You know, you know how The Simpsons always gets it right. Well, they nearly always get it right. And the one of the Simpsons was, it was Ivanka 2028. Wouldn't it be strange that if he had the vice president as Ivanka, and then obviously he stepped down or something happened, and then Ivanka's in there? That would be interesting, wouldn't it? And then she runs again for 2028. You never know, do you? There's so many different timelines here. Thelma in California thinks that the situation with Joe has been planned. Let me check. Oh, yes. Very much so. I mean, a lot of us have known that he's not been right anyway, but it's like it's been shown to the public now, isn't it? The plan is to get him out. The plan is going to be, he's not going to be the next president. I'm telling you that now. I'll show my arse in Fenwick's window. There's no way. There's no bloody way he's coming back. No way. There's a woman here. That could be Kamala. I'm not saying it's definite. Queen of Pentacles fits that description, doesn't it? Is she a Virgo? Is she a Virgo? I really don't know. What star sign's Kamala Harris? The Hanged Man. So everything's stuck. So I think that there's discussions happening as we speak. I was supposed to be looking into Trump, and this is coming up. It's like it's still coming up about Biden and Kamala here. I've just seen Trump's legs there, and he's meeting with military. That's interesting. He's meeting with military. That's interesting. I've always felt for a while that it's very split over in the US, over your way, It's not going to end the way you think it's going to end. They will try and ruin him financially. I said this last year, and people thought I was being nasty. Are they going to take him out? They're going to ruin him financially, take the Trump Tower down. And somebody had said it was, don't be so awful. That'll never happen. And I was right. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel very, very strongly that he's there for a reason. And we know he is, right? And like he always said, that they're not out to get me, they're out to get use. That's what it's all about. But I get an uncomfortable feeling. I can't put my finger on it. There's a younger Republican guy. Who is he? I really don't know. He hasn't come into the light yet. What's it called again? That Vivek? Is it Vivek? Could be him. Knight of Pentacles. He's like sitting back at the minute, because they're all sitting back because they know like they're all for Trump. But it's possible that it could be somebody like him step forward. It's very possible. Like I say, if Trump gets back in, he's going to change the whole Constitution of America. The whole lot's going to change. It could even be divided. I keep getting Texas. Texas stands on its own. It's all very divided. This will be huge. This will go down in history. If he gets back in, that'll happen. I know there's talks that he wants to go, and he wants to impeach Joe Biden and all of that. I don't think that's going to happen because God forbid. God forbid. But I really don't think he's going to be here for much longer. I can see him on a stretcher. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. You know what I mean? But the man's old, man. Do you know what I mean? It's just a waste of time. Do you know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of change to come. The guide stones, what got took down, was a sign. We are in a timeline switch. There's something. We are the multidimensional beings. And I'm not saying we're not physically here, because we are physically here. But we are our own creators, So you've got to be so careful what you put out into the atmosphere. And you've got to always do it with a clean heart and love and light, you know what I mean? Because it's true what they say, words can hurt, you know what I mean? No matter what you think of Trump, he's going to go down as history. And he's going to do something, and he's going to tear some of this down. They'll take him down. And the reason I'll say that is because they're going to take him down. And if he gets back in, they'll still take him down. Horrible what it is, but that's what it is. But he will also take down something, what is part of his journey while he's here. He's going to change something, and it will go down in history. No matter if you like that person or you don't like that person. Look at Henry VIII. I said this before. People, he wasn't a very nice person, Henry VIII. I mean, he beheaded a lot of his wives. But he was in power because he fought the church. And he created divorce. And there'll be many people in this audience who'll be glad that they got divorced. Not everybody is there and is lucky enough to stay with their soulmate all their life and be happy and live with roses around the door. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes you get these big characters in life which will change history. And that's what I look at Trump, and that's what I see. He's not daft, Trump. He's not daft, and he's all there with his cough drops, like, definitely there. He's sharp as a razor. He's... I would say that I'm just a little concerned there. I'm a little concerned that something could happen to him. But like I say, if he does run, he's in a short time. And if I'm getting this totally wrong and Biden does get in by the hair of his chinny chin chin, that would be just absolutely bloody crazy and bonkers. And I think it would be an actual worry for the United States of America. That's my personal choice. But if he did get in, again, he's not going to be in full term either. And then Kamala will take over. So the timeline is for the younger generation to come in on either side. That's what I'm trying to say to you. And there's a new America ready to be created. So the whole world is changing. Everything's changing. The new technology is about to come in. They're going to bring in the new technology after this big event. After this 3 triangular event. They'll use it, and they'll use it to bring in the new technology. That's what they're going to do. But they can't bring in the futuristic technology because they have to destroy the old technology, and that means that they have to destroy the system. Things have to change. I'm going to ask something. I'm going to ask the cards something. I'm going to put this back again. I'm going to ask, is there an extraterrestrial presence behind all of this? extraterrestrial presence behind all of this nonsense. I'm going to be one of the first ones to say this on here, and I'm past caring, to be fair. When you've been diagnosed with breast cancer, right, your whole life changes, and you fight that, and then you just become where you're not scared anymore, because you realise what's important is your life, right? So to me, I'm past the situation of upsetting anybody or staying in a clique or whatever. But I'm going to be one of the first ones on here on YouTube to say this. Neither Donald Trump or Joe Biden are the future for the United States of America. You're looking at a woman, and I'm going to stick with it. A woman is going to be the one who's going to... But Donald Trump will change the United States of America and change the Constitution after they'll try and tear him down and ruin the man. All right? Joe's not long for this earth. God forbid. All right? I'm just telling you the way it is. All right? I'm just a girl what talks to the wall with a bit of gypsy blood in us. But I'm telling you the way it is, all right? But what I want to say to you is that I'm sending love out to every side tonight. Every side. And that peace comes in the United States of America. Because as the whole world transitions, and there's going to be a lot of riots to come in Europe and God knows, and Canada streets and the UK streets and all of that. But the US... will take the biggest brunt. I wouldn't say it's a civil war, but there will be a lot of people who will not take it very well when things massively change, because some people just... chaos will hit the streets of the United States of America, yes. Not everywhere, but there will be chaos. I'm just taking you up to the timeline what needs to be. I'm just telling you the way with the extraterrestrial beings that I'm connecting with. Is there an extraterrestrial presence? What's behind all of this? Please give us a true answer. Not from this earth, yes. There's a new financial system coming in as well, yes. Trump's definitely playing a part of it. Now I've got him as the King of Wands. Republican there. I know it's people call him the Orange Man. I don't call him the Orange Man. Is it because of his skin or whatever? But it's just the way I click when I turn them over there. Because if there's a guy there with the orange hair, and I'm not saying he's got orange hair because he hasn't. It's just the way I looked at it there. He's got the red dress on there, the robe. It's a definite yes that there is definitely extraterrestrial presence working within USA intelligence. Cleaning up the planet. It's all Star Trek. It's all going on up there. There's a woman to sit in the White House. There she is. Look, there's my little Zizi. There she is. Please, guys, send blessings out to my little Zizi. As if anybody's just come on into the stream, I've got a cat who's got dermatitis. She needs lots of love. There she is. New financial systems coming in. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. We've got the Ace of Wands. It's all happening. It's part of the plan. Did they know this? I think Joe's too far gone to know much. It's quite sad, really. And I mean, his wife, why would you put your husband through that? I mean, it's just elderly abuse, isn't it? I just can't get people. I really, really can't. You know what I mean? I mean, it doesn't even look like he can tie shoelaces, never mind run the White House. I'm sorry, like, it's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Somebody needs to see it. Somebody needs to see it. They really, really do. There's a lot of devil worshipping going on here as well, but as you know, it's a free will world. So Satanism never went away. It just went underground. But now, because we're in this great spiritual awakening, everybody is allowed to be who they want to be. And it's like we're all coming out. We're all coming out to be who we want to be. And that's the magician's look. That always reminds us of, like, you've got the Stonehenge there and it's all very mystical. It's all very mystical. Lands and ley lines are reawakening. We've got to stand. We're rooted to where we are. Each and every one of you in this audience tonight is where you need to be. All right. Like, I'm on very sort of haunted land, you know, mysterious land, you know, not far from where the Roman Empire, you know, they put the Hadrian's Wall, you know, and where the Vikings settled. I'm on Saxon land, Anglo-Saxon land, but where the Vikings came in, you know, and the Geordie accent is the closest to the old Viking accent. We are the original settlers of the Vikings, the Geordies. All right. So we are all reawakening and doing our bit for mankind. You'll be more connected than ever to your land than ever, wherever you are. Even if you're not where you want to be, there's a reason where you are. There's a reason where you are. Timeline switches happened. It's the water. Look at that card there, right? So we've got the Two of Pentacles there. So I've been seeing this as, like, you know how I've talked about Earth and Mars before? Okay. And there's Earth, there's Mars. Right, we've been told it's Earth because we've been told it's Earth. But I really believe that question anything, I believe that we're on Mars. Could you imagine if that was the case? So Earth is Mars, Mars is Earth. And what's happened is there was a figure 8 around both planets, controlling we. And that's broken because we've changed that with our frequencies. It's broken. All right. And we are now going into New Earth. And we are past the Mayan calendar. And normally every 1,000 years they'll create a sort of a warlike situation to change it, to wipe it out, so then we can start again. But that's already passed. We're going to save this planet. We really, really are. But it's going to become very dodgy. But they need to bring us up to date because we're not in the right time. We're really, really not in 2024, even though we're being told we're in 2024. It's everything's controlled by numbers. So watch for a lot of glitches. Everything on this planet's ruled by numbers, from your birth date to your weight. We are told and ruled by numbers from the moment the numbers. The certain amount of numbers that we've been given as well, and there's a lot more numbers out there. Everything's been controlled by numbers. Everything is controlling way, even the banking system. Literally everything is controlled by numbers. And it's breaking now. And that's why a lot of you in the audience are seeing numbers, because the angels are communicating with you with numbers. But the physics and the numbers is all being held back. We've only had a small amount of the cake, and it's all going to come forth. And to change this planet, the seas will part. The seas will change from an event in the skies. So if you look in the background there, you've got like the choppy waves there. Look, and does not look like a Viking ship there in the background there. It's going to be all right. As I speak, right, you know how they've just recently changed the money here in the UK. They've put King Charles on there. They took the Queen off. I mean, there's still money floating around with the Queen's head on, but they now put Charlie on the notes and that, which is really, really weird. But never mind. I don't think he's going to be on there long, because I believe William and Kate's going to be there. That's definitely William. But as I speak, they are currently getting the new financial system ready. The new coin to come, the global coin. Do not freak by this. This is their plan. We haven't got to be afraid. But there's a new global coin to be made to come in. They're making it now. They're building it like they're printing it now like the clappers. They're like getting ready for it. New laws to take place. I'm going to say it one more time, and I'm not trying to say this to be nasty. I mean, anybody in their right minds, how can they expect Biden to take forth and be the next president of the United States of America? I mean, how old is he going to be by the end of it? It's just bonkers. It's absolute bonkers. I'm going to ask something here. Oh yeah, wait a minute. Just double check. It's extraterrestrials. They're not like a little green man from Mars here. They are humanoids. And humans who have not been born here. That's interesting. Humans that have not been born here. Connected with the moon. The dark side of the moon. That's interesting. Bruce says all. I love that guy. And I'm dead pleased he hit over his 100k followers and everything. But he's got some marvellous footage of what's going on the moon and stuff like that. I believe it's all going on up there. It's just a world that we do not know. Kept in the dark a lot. To bring what up to date, they can't. It would cause too much chaos to say, look, we've lied to you. You know, we're going to bring in the new space coin, or we're going to bring you up to date and bring in the new technology. Because we're humans, we ask too many questions. So they create an event to wipe it out and start again. A situation where the whole system goes down, and then, we can't, they would like Russia or China's done this, or they probably blame Russia. So, here's the new one now, and it's even better. But it's bringing what up to date, and it goes beyond 5G. but you're talking holographic mail, holographic communication, energize, bit like Star Trek. People will be energizing everywhere. Get ready for the revelation to come. And it's all connected with AI. And there will be a lot out there who are going to be very, very scared. But it's either, do you want to meet the aliens? Do you want to be part and or do you just want to stay in this safe little world of what they've cadwit and like compartmentalize off? When they're all FaceTiming each other across the galaxy and energizing everywhere. We'll have to be brought up to date. And it's not the technology, it was who was behind it. They'll create an event to make this happen, to bring it all in. The biggest thing to clean up on this planet is going to be the food chain. That's going to come next. And I reckon by 2025 that'll make sense. But expect a storm. God help. God help. I'm sending lots of love, right? And there's going to be people in this audience tonight, but I'm going to do it and I'm going to say it. I'm going to send lots of love to Joe Biden. He's not going to be here for much longer. God forbid, God forbid, God forbid. Sorry for saying that. Sorry. I'm just saying. He's being used. Yeah. Everything has to change. I think that Trump's children will take on politics. And I actually don't get a good vibe about Hunter Biden either. That's nasty stuff, that, you know what I mean? And it can do nasty things to your heart. Anybody who has suffered in the family members who've had problems with alcohol or drugs will know that it's not nice stuff. It's a massive problem, cocaine. But the person you need to watch for around Biden is his wife. She's quite a feisty little one, isn't she? When she grabbed the mic there, she's been a bit quiet. She's got a feist, something what Kamala hasn't got. Just saying. And I tell you what else you need to watch out for as well is Liz Cheney. But as for people saying, Trump's going to do this and Trump's going to do that and he's going to, I don't know, like impeach this one and impeach that one. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But he will make change. If he gets back in, he will make a lot of change. But it's more to do with I just keep getting the founding fathers and I see them around in a circle. There's something big going to change there. Right, enough of that. Yes, Dharma. Let me get drink of tea. we're in this timeline switch, and I think that again it's very similar to like what the Republicans and the Democrats do, that they blame one, they blame the other, and it's the same over here with the Labour and the Conservative. There's a mess what the Tories have done, and you can't expect like the likes of Rishi Sunak just to have sorted it out like that. You know what I mean? The mess has gone on for a long time. Are still going back to where there was all that trouble in Hong Kong, and there's something what needs to come out there. There's still some scandal to come out there about the Tory party, what they did, and Brexit. We've got dark and we've got light, and he's a bit of a dark horse, Keir Starmer. I think he's going to bring a lot of good to the United Kingdom, but I also think that there's going to be a rise in fuel, whatever happens, and I also feel that there will be a rise in council taxes or taxes. So it's like how I'm being given, it's putting in one hand and taken out of another. And I'm getting the word socialism. I also got a very strange feeling about Angela. What you called? The girl with the red hair who's in the Labour Party. I get a weird feeling about the whole thing, because the reason I say that is because I feel that the UK is going to face a lot of strikes and a lot of problems, and it's as if Labour will get the blame for this. He's took on a big mess, should I say. Keir Starmer has took on a big mess. Is he going to be true to his word, even though the media say different? The media say that he's all for bringing all the illegal immigrants in. But he has said in speeches just recently, in his speech when he got into Parliament, that he's going to make it stricter for them to come in. Let's see what he's going to do. I believe he is going to be true to his word, and I believe that he's going to put a halt on things around. It's not as black and white as it looks like, but I think that he will make it stricter for the illegal immigrants to come in. I think there'll be uproars with it as well. And what I'm being given is something about human rights is coming up here. And do you remember you had all that hoo-ha when you had the boat thing and the Tories put them in the boats? They were like floating hotels. Keir's going to do something here, and it's quite shocking. And I don't know if they're going to be accusing him of being a bit of a Nazi type of thing, but they're going to like, you know what I mean? I think Keir's going to be really quite strict when it comes to something here. So watch for dramas coming up there. He's got a plan to bring in new housing, and I do believe that will happen. I see new council houses or new houses to be built. I don't know much on that Rwanda thing. I don't know if there's anybody in the audience can tell us much on that, but that's coming up. I'll have to look more into this at a later date in the next stream. There's also going to be some big news to do with Nigel Farage. Quite shocking news. I'm going to change the subject here quickly because I'm reading some of your comments about Joe Biden. My nana, right, I went to see her before she died, the day beforehand, and she had light coming out of her eyes. I can't explain it. She just looked so different. And of course, anybody who knows this, I used to be a nurse before I did this. I mean, you're talking back in the 80s, you know what I mean? Late 80s, before I had my first son. Mid 80s, late 80s, I was a nurse in the NHS. And I ended up being a neuro in the end. I worked at Neuro X-ray in a hospital, what's Newcastle General, what's not even there now. But you're talking when nurses were nurses, when we wore the hats and the frills around the, the cuffs of the, proper nurses. And I've held people's hands when they've died, and I've seen the light in their eyes. But I've also, they have a look about them, and it looks, I can't explain it. It's in the eyes. I see their soul. I see the soul before it starts to detach. Sometimes it can be months. And I looked at the President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, and I see there's a split. He's not all there. I know there's some people out there will say, oh, he's a clone, or he's this, or he's that, and it's a load of rubbish. He's just an older man. But he's not there, and he's not going to be there for long. Because I see it, and I've seen it on my nana. But I also see evil on people. And some people are just so false and so up themselves, who are just out there for power or whatever they can. And I see that on his wife. He's not long for this earth. And his first wife's waiting for him on the other side with his son. Just saying, he's not long for this earth. Four months. And I want to say November. Would that make sense? July, August, September. Yeah. 4 or 5 months. Say 4 months. I think we'll know more into the autumn time what Keir Starmer's up to. But there will be, even if the Tories had been left in, it still would happen. One side always blames the other, because that's what politics does. But there still will be marches to come. There will be a lot of strikes to come in the UK. And I believe that the NHS will be under a lot of pressure. But there'll be strikes to do with teachers, bus drivers still. A lot of things to happen, a lot of strikes to come. That's what I'm being shown. And British Rail, Northern Railway, I worry there's more changes there coming in. that will come down eventually, because they've got the new thing is that they're going to bring in this new traveling floating train thing, super fast train. Yeah, Angela Rain, I get a really weird feeling about her. There's something, I can't put my finger on it. It's all a circus. It's all a circus. Just going to pull one more card and I'm going to call it a night because I've been on for nearly 2 hours and I've got to get up early in the morning. Oh yes, I'm going to do one more thing. So there's been a lot of intel talking about that there's going to be an event. You give us 2 minutes. The intel, different people have been saying between the 12th and the 17th. Is that right? So I'm going to pull 3 cards out. There is something. But I want to say it's more later on in the month. Dust and rubble. Go inside and shut the door. We're telling her to get away or to go inside and shut the door. And people are trying to get away. It's in the sky. It's dust. Particles. The roaring from the roaring. It's a false event. It's all a show. It's happening, but it's been, I want to say like a movie false event thing. I'm not saying it's exactly on them dates, what the intel's saying, but there's something coming by the end of the month, and it's huge. It's huge. We are protected. Keep grounded. And as we say in Britain, keep calm and carry on. Right now, I'm going to pull 3 cards out for this young man who went missing. Is it Jay Slater? Is that his name? Can somebody give us info on that? So we'll readdress it again in October, November. But I think he's going to be very controversial. Keir Starmer, like. Oh, yeah. Very strong. Keir Starmer cancelled the Rwanda setup on the first day in job. Oh, my God, mystery. Really? I'm going to have to look into this and I'll get back to on that one. That's interesting. Interesting. It's the first thing he did. Watch for food prices to go up in the UK as well. I think there's going to be lots of complaints. I think he's going to be Marmite. I think he's going to be like Donald Trump. I think that he's here to make the change, but he's not the fixer. He's the breaker. Does that make sense? It's that Trump energy I'm getting again. But he's on a mission. He's definitely on a vision. One nice thing I can say is his wife, Victoria, Lady Victoria. They're Lord and Lady, aren't they? Interesting. There will be a rise of baby girls being called Victoria. I like that name, Victoria. It's one of my favourite girls' names. When I was pregnant with Luke, I must have known I was having a boy because I was buying blue sheets and everything for the prom. But I called my bump Looky Vicky. So he was going to be Victoria. But I called my bump was Looky Vicky. But we got Lucky Boy. There's going to be a rise in baby girls with the name Victoria. That's going to come through very strong. Right, the young man what went missing. I don't get a good vibe about the police over there. I don't know. The Tenerife police? There's injustice here that, you know, it was classed straight away, wasn't it, as a murder inquiry? Am I right there? We've got the strength, we've got the justice. We have the 5, which is a loss. I believe that there's some huge news coming out with this young man very, very soon. I don't believe he's on this earth. I'd be very surprised if he's still alive. God love him. But I'm getting a syndicate of people. It's really, really weird. I get like a group of people. Got the Temperance card here. It's like he's not of earth. I don't get a very good vibe about the whole thing, you know. And I want to send like peace out to his family, that they get the answers that they need soon. I can't force somebody to come in from spirit, but I do get a spirit energy. I have got a young man here, but I don't know if it is that young man. And this young man's coming forward saying he's all in bits. Physically. Bloody hell. But he misses his family so much. It's shown us lots of rocks and falling. But he was pushed. They had him in a car and they took him away. And I'm being shown something what looks a little bit like a quarry type. or a high hill, and then it goes down. Looks like a quarry. I'm not saying it's a quarry. Near a cliff, near a drop into the ocean. Was he wearing like a white top? They pushed him. He's given us the name Margaret, and I don't know if that's connected to do with somebody in the spirit world. And I'm getting the name Sam. He's in the spirit world. Jay's in the spirit. I'm getting, he's shown us his watch. I don't know if it was a watch or he had something on, like a Fitbit or something, or on his phone as well. Evidence. He wish he was home, and there's a dog in the family what sees him, because animals can see the spirit world. I'm going to leave you there, and we're going to go back into it when more information comes out. He's unrested, because what he's saying is that there's somebody in authority who was connected with this. It's not as black and white as it looks. Okay. And I'm going to leave that one with you. Let's send peace and love and blessings out to his family and to everybody else who is suffering with grief. Remember, you don't get over losing your loved ones, you learn to walk through it. Thank you for my prayers for my kitty. He's going now. What you're trying to say, are you in bits? You're not in one bit. What the hell's that running across the floor? Got a spider. We need Nala here. Okay, we'll do this another night because it's quite gross. Are you alright? He loves his family so much. Okay, it's getting a bit distorted now. We'll come back to this one, guys, okay? Okay. I hope you have enjoyed that, guys. And watch for a little video coming this week with me ringing my bell. And yeah, I best go because I've got to be in the hospital in the morning. It's been like, I feel like I've been on an army assault course every bloody morning at the hospital, you know, for 9 o'clock in the morning. I feel like I've been in the army. Never mind. It's put us back into a good stead for going to bed early, I suppose. But I want to say a big shout out to the staff at the NHS at the radiotherapy department. They've just been absolute gem. And yeah, I can't fault what, you know, I've been really looked after really, really well. It's true what they say, they are angels. Night night, stay safe, stay blessed, and may the force be with you all. And I'll see you again soon. And take care. Now, how do you get out of here? Okay. Take care now.